This husky isn't actually thirsty at all. But it's hogging the only water source. Whenever another dog dares to approach, it fiercely chases it away. The other dogs dare not speak out in anger, and can only silently lower their heads. But the new dog is an exception. It walked toward the ice in front of the husky, and easily chiseled out a hole in the ice. All the dogs came running at the sound. Buck was also happy to join in, generously sharing this water source. The husky, witnessing all this, not only failed to reflect on himself, but instead became even more aggressive. It thought that as long as it ran fast enough at the front of the pack, its owner would continue to favor it. But it didn't realize that the most important thing for a lead dog is to win the hearts of the people. That day, the mistress was scouting ahead, when the ice suddenly cracked. The next second, she fell directly into the icy cold lake water. Jack rushed over upon seeing this, but by then, the woman could no longer hold on. She was slowly drifting toward the depths of the lake. Just as the situation grew dire, Buck darted forward like a bolt of lightning. He leaped over the man, and jumped in without hesitation. In the dim light, Buck carried his mistress on his back. Then he repeatedly rammed his body against the ice surface. In the end, the woman was luckily rescued by him, but by then, Buck was already exhausted. He was completely worn out. Meanwhile, the owner was showing off his affection. Soon, Buck could no longer hold on, and could only let his body drift into the darkness. Jack was frantic on the ice. He kept shouting Buck's name. Upon hearing the sound, he hurriedly located the source. Then he drew his dagger and kept stabbing toward the source of the sound. But unfortunately, the ice was too thick, and the dagger broke after only a few swings. Jack knelt on the ground in agony. He never imagined that this dog, which had only been a hindrance, would risk its life to save his wife. At that moment, he noticed a tool being handed to him by someone nearby. Without a second thought, Jack snatched it up, and began chiseling at the ice again. But suddenly, he seemed to realize something. Jack turned his head to look. It turned out that it was Buck who had handed him the stick. Watching the scene of him and his master getting close, the husky beside him was so angry that his ears were crooked. Even the female owner who had previously disliked Buck had also begun to trust him. She even gave him an extra chicken leg to eat. And this scene was seen by the husky. It became even more jealous, glaring at Buck. Although Buck was twice its size, it had never been in a fight. He was knocked down in a few moves and couldn't even stand up. Then he walked toward the group, trying to win them over. But the dogs would rather leave, nor return to the huskies. They kept barking at Buck, hoping he would perk up. Buck actually stood up, baring his fangs. His inner wildness was fully unleashed. His ferocious appearance scared the husky senseless, but in order not to lose face among the dog tribe, it charged forward anyway. Buck was no longer timid. He steadied himself, and waited for the right moment. He lunged sideways and bit back, biting the husky, and slammed it to the ground. Finally, Buck stepped on the husky, and looked at it kindly. The husky couldn't act tough anymore. The husky walked away dejectedly with its tail between its legs.